Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where this time we're going to be doing a character review and analysis for IG-11 slash IG-12. Depending on at which point in the timeline you are viewing this character, the moniker does change. IG-11 is a character from the Mandalorian series, first introduced in the very first episode of Season 1 and has been a consistent recurring character throughout most of the Mandalorian's run, um, but with a twist. And I'll explain that as we get further along here. But IG-11 is a bounty hunter, your typical IG assassin droid, total badass out there just mowing down opposition and kind of serves as a foil to Din Djarin in that first part of the Mandalorian where Den is a lot more compassionate and curious, where IG-11, being programmed the way he is all about the mission, no questions asked, focused 100% on the assignment, and that's pretty much it. If the assignment is to kill, obtain, destroy, whatever the case may be, IG-11 is focused in on that and cannot really be reasoned with or questioned or anything of that nature. And once Din Djarin realizes that their target is a literal child, he does not want to see the child destroyed or harmed in any way because, like I said, he does have compassion. So he actually has to take out IG-11 just to ensure that he is the one that brings in this bounty. And we all know where that leads with the story of Din Djarin and Grogu. But the interesting part comes when Quill is able to recover the remains of IG-11 and reprogram him to be more of a nurture, helpful, caring, kind droid. Something you would see akin to a protocol droid like a C3PO, R2D2 with the astromechs. More of a companion, actual helpful droid instead of a killing machine. Which is really cool because you see him become protective of the child Grogu and really become an asset to the group's quest to defeat Moff Gideon and the Imperial forces. Um, he also serves as a big foil to Din Djarin's overall distrust and hatred of droids. This is where you really start to see some of Din's character development, where he starts off having absolutely no use for droids, cannot stand them. And even when IG-11 is repurposed, he is very hesitant to trust him. Even when IG-11 actually saves his life during the battle with the Flame Trooper, where Din is pretty badly wounded. IG-11 saves him, and Din is still not super trusting of him, which, as we see later on, that changes, and Din views to grow IG-11 as a friend, as a actual asset to their quest, and that's really cool because you love to see someone start in one place of hatred or distrust and then grow to a place of acceptance and understanding. And that is really paid off as we get to the third season, where we see that when Den is looking for a droid, IG-11 is the first thought he has. This was a droid that he trusted, that he knew would keep the child safe. And even though IG-11 was effectively destroyed, they were still able to recover his remains and attempt to repair him and get him back to a point of being the functional robot that Quill was able to program. Unfortunately, that there's a lot of twists and turns that happen to get to that point, but they are able to repurpose IG-11, turn him into IG-12, which kind of serves as like a mech suit for Grogu. Um, but I think there is still a little bit of sentient consciousness, even with Grogu maintaining the suit and being in charge of the controls and the voice commands. IG-11 is still in there, and at the very end of season 3, he is actually programmed to be the new marshal, and that really helps the people of Navarro and giving them a protector and someone that they can really trust. Grief Karga is very appreciative of this, and you can see that IG-11 is, really ready for that task. So, it's a good character. I'm gonna give him an 8 out of 10, just because there's so many different iterations from the bounty hunter assassin droid to the nurturing and protective droid that Quill programs, and then ultimately becoming the marshal of this place that Din Djarin is now calling home, as well as how he assisted in Din's character development of learning to have a level of trust for droids. Really cool stuff. 8 out of 10 for IG-11. And that's going to be it for this video. I appreciate you watching. If you like the content, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel a ton. And as always, may the force be with you. Now let's blow up that like button and go home.